This morning, Chuck Wagner. Good morning, Mr. Wagner.
My pleasure to be here. Good morning.
So what possessed you to buy this truck?
Well, I like the truck, but I think probably the benefit is the primary reason. We like what you do, Imus.
Yeah.
I think the ranch, the kids, that's what it's about.
You told me you were going to use the truck to haul grapes in.
Yeah, well, we're going to use it. We'll probably tour a little bit. We might use it for grapes a little bit. But, once I received the truck and I took a close look at it, it's so perfect.
That's a spectacular truck.
Yeah.
Huh?
I hate to get scratched.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is interesting or not, but I called Phil. I said, I want a 56 Ford truck, and I want you to restore it. Get one and restore it for me. So I wanted it restored to the original, but I sent him a photograph of a custom Ford truck, and I said I want it of this quality. So Phil thought I meant I wanted it like that, a custom 56 Ford truck. So I didn't pay any attention. A year goes by. He says, well, the truck, and I pay him like 10 grand every couple of months, whatever it was. So the truck shows up, and it's a custom. It's a beautiful custom truck, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. But, man, it's beautiful. So,
yeah.
Well, tell me about Caymus Vineyards.
Well, we're a family-owned and operated vineyard and winemaking company in California. We're based in Napa, where I grew up. My family's been there for generations. Actually, my third great-grandfather came out in 1857. But I was given an offer by my folks in 1972 to start a small winery, a commercial winery. Up until that time, we were just grape growers. So I took them up on their offer. When
you said you're just grape growers, what did you do with the grapes?
Well, we sold them to other wineries.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's a business unto itself. So
you let them make the wine.
That's right. You just get paid for the grapes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just took it to the next level.
Is there a lot of money in that, selling grapes?
I think if for some people it's okay. Of course, there's money in it. Napa Valley.
Well, I know there's money in it. You wouldn't be giving the grapes away, but is there a lot of money in it? Or is there more money in making a wine? Must be more money making a wine.
I think if you make the wine right, there's more money in the wine.
Well, what determines, for people who don't know anything about wine, that would be me, other than I used to drink it once in a while. But, and I could fall off the wagon at any time, But what determines a good wine?
I think, something that tastes better than the next bottle is a special wine. In what I look for in wines, like our Cabernet, for instance, are wines that have a lot of texture, richness, almost cacao type of consistency, good flavors, supple, and they make foods taste better. So they're really a product made for the table.
So how many people really understand wines? Like, a guy who's been my business manager for years, Robert Andrews, he mostly just gets drunk, but he knows a lot about wine as well, and is a connoisseur of wines. But what makes it? Because having drunk a lot of wine, I never could. So I realize I'm not asking a very good question here, but how do you reach a point where you can appreciate a wine?
Yeah. Well, I think my father used to say, whatever wine you drink, if you like it, that's the wine for you, and that's the way to stick to it. But I think wine, like anything, if you begin to like it and taste something a little better, and the interest expands from there, then you begin to drink better.
So they all of these various wines have a really, like Baskin's ice cream, they have a really unique, distinctive taste?
There's over 300 wineries in Napa Valley, and I can't think of two wines that taste just the same.
Really? And what would be a taste sensation that you might have? Say your wine, your Cabernet Sauvignon, and somebody else's.
Okay, maybe kind of a texture of fine chalk on the palate, but that's also got a supple chocolate leather flavor component to it that balances the wine. It leaves a pleasant finish on the palate, so that draws you back for another glass.
Yeah. Well, of course, you could also be an alcoholic and you drink the entire bottle, right? Well, how about smokers? Can they taste wine?
Yeah, there's actually one famous winemaker. I mean, he's gone now. It's Andrei Chelichev, and he was known to smoke wine, and he was a fellow that stopped smoking for a period of time and said, hey, I can't taste anymore. So he returned to smoking, and so for some people it does work, but it's very rare. I mean, smoking is really not thought to be good for a winemaker.
Well, there's a million reasons not to do it anyways, to smoke. So, and each year you have a different crop, and each year's different, right?
Right. Every year's different. The last 2 years, for instance, it's been very cool in California, unlike the rest of the world. But that means that the grapes ripen slowly and ends up that we don't get ripeness before the onset of winter, and that's a big problem. So we're growing our grapes, and we put them on the vine, get our grapes going about this time of year right now. We won't harvest until middle of October, and if winter comes early, that's a problem. But for us, weather, it's climate is number one, the most important part, and soil is number two. Napa itself is a very special place with those two components. Great climate, very reliable, and great soils. And we think the soils expand the flavors of the wine. You can actually taste Napa Cabernet. You can taste the Napa soil.
Man, this seems like a lot of trouble. It's not White Port and lemon juice or Boone's Farm, is it? Oh.
No.
Why are you in New York other than to see me? And
I'm here to attend a meeting called Impact, learn a little bit more about business. I'm just a farm boy, trying to learn the best we can. At this point in time, I've got 3 of my 4 children working. Everybody's interested to expand our business. I want to become a little more professional at it.
What do you actually do at the winery? You out there stomping the grapes, or?
No, I'm a winemaker.
Do people actually stomp the grapes?
No.
Well, they don't.
Well, there's some places in the world that do it, but I don't drink those wines and probably wouldn't recommend them.
Yeah. So Rex Random would probably like those wines, wouldn't he? So
right.
That's
right.
Never mind. Well, very nice to meet you. Thanks for the 110 grand for the truck. That's nice of you. Of course, all the money obviously went to the Caymus Cattle Ranch Kids with Cancer. And take care of the truck, and very nice to meet you. And good luck with your wines. So,
Thank you very
Chuck
much.
Wagner, Caymus Vineyards, Napa, California. You drink some of their wine, see what it's like. 12